still struggling to grow your coaching business online, you might be focusing on the wrong thing. In this video, I'll show why tweaking your signature program or your low-ticket courses, it could be a waste of your time and your energy and not solve the actual problem. So if you feel discouraged and frustrated and you're ready to give up on your coaching business, be sure to stick around to the end because you need to know the real impact that you can make all while marketing your business. But fair warning, you may not like what I have to say, but that doesn't mean you don't need to hear it. So let's get started. The only thing you need to focus on to grow your business is increasing traffic to your landing page or your sales page, not tweak or rewrite your sales page copy or recreate your offer. And you can do this several ways. You can pay for ads, or my preference is to grow organically using YouTube videos or using other social media platforms, using what I call the marketing as service approach. And I'll explain more about that later. Think of it this way, even the most transformational program is just the internet's best kept secret if no one ever sees it. Right now, your business, it might be like a beautiful boutique at the end of a dead-end road. You may have a captivating sign, a gorgeous window display, but the only people who are going to find it are the ones who already know it's there. It kind of reminds me of when I was around 7, 8 years old. I set up a lemonade stand in front of my house. I had the sign, I had a table, I had a big picture of lemonade all ready to sell. I sat outside for hours and I sold 1 cup. And that was to my elderly neighbor up the street. Thank you, Mr. Wheeler. What I didn't know back then was that my street didn't have enough traffic to support my big lemonade stand dreams. But my classmate who gave me this idea, she made a fortune selling lemonade, but she lived on a busy main road. So she didn't need to do anything special. She didn't need a bigger, flashier sign. She didn't need to be louder. She just had a better location. And the same thing is true for your coaching business. You don't have to be loud and in people's faces, but you do need to get seen by the right people in a place where traffic already exists. In real estate, it's said that the most important consideration is location, location, location. And why do they say that? Because you need a location with enough traffic to support your business. The internet gives you access to the biggest superhighway in the world, and people are zipping past at 100 reels a minute. But they're going so fast they can't even see your beautiful boutique sign. And that's why the first step is to choose one social platform. Not all of them, just one. There are enough people on every single platform to serve your business needs. So pick a platform where you enjoy hanging out, where you can show up consistently, where it doesn't drain your energy just opening the app. Then start creating content that speaks directly to your audience, that solves their problems, that helps them with that transformation that they want. Keep spreading the word about your store so people actually start looking for it. Okay, I see you. You're out there and you're throwing your hands up and saying, but Donna, I did all of that stuff. I'm on the internet. I have a YouTube channel. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and X. I'm creating content for my perfect client and it's still not working. And that's why I'm ready to give up. This is just so frustrating. You said you were going to help me, but all you did was tell me what I already know. Oh, really? Well, that's good. I am so glad that you already know the basics because that means it's time for you to level up because this is where most coaches get stuck. It's in the busyness of their business rather than growing their business. And this is the part that I warned you about. This is the part where you may not want to hear what I have to say, but stick with me. We're going to just stick our toes into the probabilities of consumer behavior and how it relates to your coaching business. Here's the thing, if in real estate they say location, 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 in the online space, we might say traffic, traffic, traffic. And yes, I can hear Jan Brady's voice in my head, can you? Traffic, traffic, traffic. And here's what is so important for you to know. The success of your business, your heart going forth within your business, it depends on understanding and normalizing this information within your nervous system, okay? If you're not getting many views or the engagement is low on your content, that feels disheartening, it's disappointing, it's discouraging, it's frustrating. What it is not, it's not a reflection of your offer. It's a reflection of the structure of your content. And that is way too big of a topic to go into in this video. But if you want to grow a YouTube channel, and it probably works with other social platforms as well, I put together a list of 5 of my YouTube mentors who talk about the structure of your content in detail. And if you want this list of my mentors, just type mentors in the comments and I'll get you the link. And if you're quick for an answer, it's also in the description. Basically, though, what I mean by the structure of your content is the title and the thumbnail for YouTube. And it's the hook, it's the body of the message, it's the CTA, the call to action for all platforms. What happens is as you improve those, and you can see that they're totally unrelated to your offer, right? But once you start to improve those, you're going to get more eyes on your content, and that is going to increase the traffic to your landing page, to your sales page. But here's the uncomfortable thing that we need to get comfortable with is the awareness that even with more traffic, most people aren't going to buy. That's not failure for you or for your business. It's normal human behavior. So I want you to think about your own actions for a moment, okay? Think of it this way. Every day you're scrolling on social media, right? And you're scrolling past dozens of businesses every single day, and you don't even pay any attention to them, right? And some days they may catch your eye and you may pause. You may click on that learn more button. And then you may take a peek and you may hit the back button without entering your email address, without buying anything, right? That's just the way that it works. And then there are other days when you're finally ready to take action, to learn more, to solve a problem. So you see the post and you click on the learn more button, and then you click on the purchase button. You pull out your credit card and now you're ready to purchase that online course that you've been considering for some period of time. And it's important to remember that your audience is doing the same thing. Most people are just going to scroll by. Some people will pause. Some people will browse. But it's typically a super small percentage of people who are actually going to put in their email address or make a purchase. And that's only if they know, like, and trust you. That's why I don't want you to spend time changing up your program details or tweaking your sales page copy, because that's not going to do anything. This is why so many coaches get discouraged. They think that if I add more to the program, that more people will purchase it. But that's not the thing at all. Your time and your energy need to be spent showing up so that people can see you. Because until enough eyes get on your offer, there's no way of knowing if that's really the problem. So every time you start to feel discouraged and disappointed and frustrated with how things are going, take a deep breath. It's time to normalize within our nervous system that low numbers are the norm, especially when you're first gaining traction using social media. And once you've collected enough data, you may even realize that your numbers either align with the industry standard, they may even be better than it. And if it's lower, that just gives you a direction to go in to improve your content. Here's an example of what I mean. It's like baking cookies. If you taste just one cookie from the batch and it's a little extra crispy, that's what I call burnt, or it's underbaked, you might think that the whole batch is like that. But that's just one small sample size, and it may not be reliable. But if you taste several cookies from different spots on the tray, you get a better picture of how they really turned out. Because what you may discover is that your oven has a hot spot or a cold spot, and that prevents even baking across the tray. So that's why big sample numbers are better. They tell a more accurate story. So if this video shows up on 100 people's feed and 10 people click through it, that means that it's a 10% click-through rate. And that's above average for YouTube. Kind of disappointing, right? When you think that only 10% of people will look at it. But if YouTube puts it on 1,000 people's feeds and 10 people click through it, that drops it down to just a 1% click-through rate. And that's something you'd want to focus on. We can take the emotion out, Focus on the data. What is it telling us? But we need to have enough data to make any decision. Now, are you curious about what the average organic reach is on social media? I've heard that it's about 10%. So if you have 200 followers, 200 subscribers, maybe 20 of them will be shown your post. And out of those, maybe 1 to 3% will take the next step with you to sign up for your lead magnet or to sign up for a program. And that's not about you failing. That's just the math of digital marketing, which is why getting your content seen and increasing traffic to your landing page and your sales page should be your top focus. One of my mentors even teaches, don't change anything on your capture page or your sales page until you have at least 300 leads, preferably 500. Because until that point, you don't know if the right eyes, enough eyes, are looking at what you're offering. And you may be tweaking the exact thing that is drawing in those few that actually purchase from you. That also means that thousands of people will look at your pages but decide not to take the next step with you. And most of the time, those reasons have nothing to do with you. So my point is, until you have enough data, the data that you do have just isn't reliable enough to make a decision on it. So I invite you to heave a big sigh of relief, let it go. You don't need to worry about tweaking anything until you have more data. And that's why this emotional normalization of low views, low engagement, and low traffic to your website is so important. This is not something to feel disappointed or discouraged about. In fact, it's something that I wish someone had told me 20 years ago when I first started dabbling in the online business world, because the frustration, the disappointment I was feeling wasn't necessary, and it certainly wasn't productive. And that's why I really enjoy watching, learning, and growing with my YouTube mentors' content. They epitomize the marketing is service approach to business. When you treat marketing as a service, every video, every post you create can actually help your audience, can help a person rather than just try to sell something to them. So by sharing your insights, your guidance, and your encouragement, you not only build trust, visibility, and authority, you can also make a real difference in people's lives. Think about that impact. More lives are changed than you could ever affect by doing just one-on-one coaching or even group coaching programs. And that's what my YouTube mentors have done for me and their thousands of viewers. They remind us to start where we are and then just keep learning and growing our skills. They've even simplified the data that YouTube provides so that I feel comfortable with it, because then I can make logical decisions about my content and my channel rather than irrational, emotion-based one. And as I mentioned earlier, they teach various methods to structure your content to best serve your viewers' needs. If you're trying to build your business on posting and praying for momentum to build, it's time to stop hoping and time to start building some new, modern communication skills. That doesn't mean you have to be louder. It doesn't mean you have to chase trends. Start with just one platform and clarify your message as you create content, and create content that serves the people who are looking for you, people who are ready to change their lives. If long-form YouTube content is the way that you want to make an impact on thousands of people, even if they never purchase your services, you might like my list of 5 YouTube mentors who are helping me grow from 0 views to a steady stream of potential clients. Comment success or click the link in the description. When your primary focus is on traffic, you'll finally collect the data to know whether your offer needs adjusting or if it just simply needed more eyes on it. If you've watched this video to this point and you're thinking, I don't know if I can do all of that. I don't know. I want you to check out this video right here. Because if you have the heart of a teacher, the heart of a leader, the heart of a coach, you might be experiencing imposter syndrome. And I talk more about how to recognize it and what to do about it right here.